All right, let's get you ready for one of the most electric events in all of sports, the 2025 Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black. This is your quick briefing on everything you need to know before the action kicks off. Let's dive right in. This is the one question every single player has to be asking themselves, especially if you're on Team Europe. See, the Ryder Cup isn't just about making birdies. It's about handling insane amounts of pressure. And it really doesn't get more intense than the crowds in New York. We're talking 50,000 people a day, and you can bet most of them will be cheering for the home team. And that's the thing, right? Team Europe has tried everything to get ready, even using virtual reality to simulate the noise. But as their star player Jon Rahm says, you just can't fake it. You can't replicate the raw, creative energy of a live crowd. This quote, it just perfectly sums up the psychological battle that makes this event so special. So what's behind all this intensity? Well, for the Americans, it really boils down to one simple, powerful idea: revenge. And the stage is set at one of the toughest golf courses on the planet. You have to remember what happened last time in Rome back in 2023. Team USA got handed a really tough loss, and the sting from that defeat, it's been lingering. So now, on their home turf, in front of their own fans, they are absolutely desperate to win that cup back. This isn't just another tournament for them. It's a mission. So this sets up a classic showdown. On one side, you've got Captain Keegan Bradley leading Team USA's charge for redemption. And on the other, you have Captain Luke Donald and his European powerhouse. We're talking about giants like McIlroy, Rahm, and Hovland, who are here to defend their title and, well, silence that massive home crowd. Okay, so all that tension, all that backstory, it all comes to a head right away in the opening matches. Let's take a look at the Friday Foursomes. That's the format where teammates hit alternate shots with the same ball to see how this thing is going to start. And wow, these morning matchups are just fantastic. First off the tee, you've got the Bombers, DeChambeau and Thomas, taking on the fiery European duo of Rahm and Hatton. That is an absolute must-watch match. And then look at that third one, Morikawa and English against the proven, rock-solid partnership of McIlroy and Fleetwood. These first few points are absolutely crucial for setting the tone. But here's the thing, the players aren't just battling each other. They're all fighting a common enemy, and it's a very, very famous one, the golf course itself. And that enemy is 7,352 yards of pure, punishing golf. Bethpage Black is an absolute beast of a course that's going to test their length, their precision, and for sure, their stamina. For anyone who doesn't know, Bethpage Black is legendary. It's famous for that warning sign on the first tee that basically tells everyday golfers, hey, maybe don't try this. It's known for its deep, steep bunkers and insanely thick rough. This place was designed to push the very best in the world to their limits, and it's not going to show any mercy this weekend. And there are a few other curveballs in play too. Heavy rain overnight has softened up the course, and that could really change how it plays. It might give an edge to the long hitters. And while the wind isn't expected to be a huge factor, on a monster course like this, fitness is going to be tested early. That puts a spotlight on America's Xander Schauffele, who's just coming back from a rib injury. His performance will be watched very, very closely. Okay, let's zoom out from the course for a second and just look at the massive spectacle that surrounds this whole event. The operation here is on a truly epic scale. Think about this number again, 50,000 fans every single day. That's basically the size of a small city popping up on a golf course. And that's what creates that chaotic, unforgettable, electric atmosphere. And hey, being part of that crowd, it comes at a price. If you want to grab a Michelob Ultra, that'll be $15. An IPA, $19. And the classic transfusion cocktail will set you back $19.50. I guess a passion for the Ryder Cup is recession-proof. So, knowing that giant spectacle is waiting for them, how is Team Europe prepared for the onslaught? Well, they've been really strategic. It's not just about the VR headsets. They were practicing in specific groups on Tuesday to build chemistry. The whole focus has been on getting mentally tough, on steeling themselves for what they know is going to be an incredibly hostile environment. And you can imagine managing a crowd this size is a massive security challenge. You should expect TSA-style screening to get in, with drones and K9 units watching from above. There's no public parking at the course, so everybody's taking a 30-minute shuttle ride. And security is going to be even tighter because of a planned visit from former President Trump. All right, so as those first matches get underway, what are the key threads you should be following? We've boiled it down to the absolute essentials. It really all comes down to a few big questions. First, can Team USA's aggressive driver-heavy game plan be enough to take down Europe's experienced stars? Second, how will everyone adapt to these soft, wet course conditions? Then, of course, there's the crowd. Are those USA chants going to fire up the Americans, or will they actually motivate the Europeans? And finally, keep a close eye on Xander Schauffele. How is he going to hold up coming back from that injury? And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Bethpage Black is the battlefield. The teams are ready. So will revenge finally be served for Team USA? Or will the defending champs from Europe dig deep, rise to the occasion, and silence 50,000 screaming fans? Well, there's only one way to find out. It's all about to unfold.